I'll go ahead and close the Pages panel for now, and I'll open up the paragraph styles. In InDesign, every time you work with text, you have the opportunity to make the text bold or underline, all of that. And up here on the control panel, we've got A for working with the characters, and we've got the P for the paragraph formatting options here. And you can get to the paragraph or the character by clicking on those. So you could make the changes individually, but the best way to work with this much formatting is to define paragraph styles and character styles. The difference is this: character styles have different colors of font. You can make it all caps or lowercase. You can change the font size and make it Italian or italic or bold. The paragraph styles are much more complicated than that. I've defined all of these paragraph styles for these books, or each chapter in the book, and they all coincide. Now, with my text tool selected here, when I click in a paragraph, it shows me what style has been applied to that paragraph. So as I go down this list, this is list level A, and if I start at the beginning of a line here, you can see that some of these are different styles. This one is a GOM-2. The next line down is list level A. Below that is list level 2 none. And that means that the paragraph style, and I'm going to zoom in here, whoops, undo. Okay, if I zoom in here with my arrow tool selected, and then I click on my text tool, you can see a little bit better here. This is list level A. The next one is list level 2 none. And you notice that the indent lines up with the line above it. Now below this, we have a B which lines up with the A. But then I go to numbers, and if I click in this paragraph, it changes to list level 2. This is list level 2. I go back to list level A. This is list level 2 number. And this down here is list level 3. So all of these paragraphs are designed in this one way, where this list level A is based on a style called GOM. The next style after that is list level 2. So that means I get the indent 1, and then I get the capital A and text after it, capital B, text after it, and then I get the list level 2 number. Now if I click over here on the bullets and numbering, because the numbering is the paragraph numbering, this brings up another whole panel that has more details. So this shows that for the lists, you either have numbers or bullets. And all I'm showing right here is the numbers. But I do have bullets set up as well. So I chose numbers. And then for this group of paragraph styles that all go together for this type of an outline, this is where I need to actually create a multi-list or some kind of list, and I define it as one single name so that I can use this group of styles together for this type of outline. Now each paragraph style in this outline has a level. The GOM2 is level 1, and this capital A is level 2. And so here is the formatting. You can choose the capital A, small a, 1, 2, 3, 4, Roman numerals. You have quite the selection here. But I set up each of these lines based on a particular format. And then under the number here, you can format how this is. This states that this is set to level 2 with a tab between the number and the actual text and the indent. And then you set the indents up down below. So there are Adobe help files that tell you how to get this all set up. There are videos on YouTube that show you how to set up paragraph styles, but this is just what I have set up here individually. So I won't get into the styles in any more fashion than what I've just done, but what I wanted to do was at least give you an indication of the capability that InDesign has when you're working with these different documents. So this is, the one I just showed you was the chapter 18, the end files there that had many different chapters based on that one. So these are all what I'm saying is these are 1 through 17, and then for chapter 18 I've got multiple styles. And the reason I separated these from the rest of the book is because the formatting was very different in terms of those list levels and all of that. So the rest of the document looks pretty standard. There is a table of contents in the beginning, and you can create a table of contents under the layout menu. You can update the table of contents when you make changes. Otherwise, you can set the table of contents up here. And this is another panel that opens, and lots of features here on setting up your table of contents. This right here is the multi-levels, and down below you have the options of using these levels for the PDF bookmarks that I showed you in the PDF file. And a lot more choices. Again, I don't want to get into details, but I want to show you that you have the capability of doing this. And so when I've created paragraph styles, if I go down here and click on a particular style, wherever it's at, I can choose to include these styles in a bookmark or in the table of contents. And that is the largest source of help when you're creating a large document that is complicated, to be able to have this table of contents with the contents that you can actually click on or touch on with your iPad or computer in a PDF. Very powerful stuff. So the other thing, of course, is that you have, with styles, you have the paragraph styles, you have character styles, and you have object styles. And all of those you can memorize, as I showed you in my master page, so that when you create another table, it's really easy to do. You can basically just copy a table from the master page, paste it onto your page, and then change the text. So that is what I've done throughout some of this. But then we get started beyond the tables. We get started with a lot more text and different formatting as well. This page control that I'm looking at shows the different revisions of this manual. Now, when you create a complicated manual over time, of course you make revisions, and those revisions need to be tracked. So InDesign and the capability of this complicated program allows you to easily track the revisions. If I look at another document, I'm going to go ahead and close the paragraph styles now and open up the Pages panel. This document is fairly large, and you can see that the table of contents has multiple levels here of alignment, and all of these pages, all of this is automatically retracked once I'm in the document and I make changes. Say if I made changes to any of this, all I need to do is click on the table of contents, go up to the layout menu, choose Update Table of Contents, and it will go through and update everything instantly. Say that you added a paragraph or two and it moved everything down onto different pages. This goes ahead and automatically repaginates all of these pages in this one chapter. So you can see, you try to end a page on a good note, like starting it with this text here, which is tracked. This text and this text are both tracked in the table of contents via the paragraph styles. So you can set up different paragraphs that you really want to make note of. This shows up here, red italic, in the character styles, so you can keep things consistent. And one more thing I want to show you here, just by clicking on a certain part of the page. If I go up to the Edit menu, I can choose Edit in Story Editor. And this is like a generic text program, if you've ever used Text Edit or something like that. This shows you just the generic text, and it shows you the style off to the left. And so you don't see any of the paragraph returns or tabs or anything else, but you see the styles. And this allows you to go through the document and make sure that everything is formatted as you want it to be. Make sure there are no extra returns or lines or things that don't make sense. You can also, if you have a large amount of text, you can copy it from a Word document, come in here to Edit Story and do a paste, and then apply your paragraph style to the whole thing at once. And then of course you could actually click in an area, like all of these FAR sections, they all have a particular style. You can click in those areas and go up here to your paragraph style, and this is already clicked on, but you would click on that paragraph style and it would apply it to that section, and you just go down the list. This shows you a table that is in here, header row 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a table, and sometimes when you bring tables in, you use different formatting than what's in the rest of the document. But another way of working, Edit menu, Edit Story, and when you click and close it, it would then repaginate if need be. Sometimes you just need to go back and forth, and as you can see as I'm going through these pages, it's kind of cumbersome to go through it in this manner, and so the Edit Story might be an easier way to work. It's just up to you. So there's just a bunch of forms and stuff that this company uses, some of their tables, some of their calendar formatting.